Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is the copper Wookie. This is tied on a size 6 Gilt Supreme Demon hook. This is a 6x long streamer hook. For a tying thread, I am using a black 4/0. The tail material is a brown Marabou. The body material is the mysterious Mr. Brown discontinued Gilt Eyelash. This is a fun and exciting material to work with. Legs, I am using centipede legs. These are medium number 2, speckled brown. The ribbing is a copper wire that I salvaged from an electronics component. It's a little heavier gauged. And the head on there is Peacock Trout ice dubbing. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. And we can secure our hook in our vise. And like all good flies, this will begin but with just a single wrap of thread. We will continue on, securing that down, and trim off our tag end. Let's go ahead and tie in our ribbing, this upcycled copper wire. Whenever you have some electronics components, it's always good to inspect what's on the inside before tossing it in the trash. The frugal tire is never bored. So we'll take our ribbon material all the way to the bend, where we will tie in our tail material, this wonderful brown Marabou. We'll get this in about 1 hook's length. Couple locking wraps. And we'll take our thread forward because we're going to use the rest of this feather to build up the body. So we'll polymer this on, taking touching wraps from the rear to the front. That way we can get the most out of our material. Go ahead and lock this down. A couple of nice tight wraps. Trim off our waist. Couple more wraps up front, and we'll lock this all down. Okay, here at the rear we can tie in our legs. We'll do one side at a time. Take the leg, split it in half. And I want the leg to go no further than the tail. So once I lock it in, I'll take a couple wraps forward and one more locking wrap on that leg, bringing that forward a little bit. Now I can take that leg and fold it back. I'm going to fold it back and down. And we can secure that all the way down, and we can repeat the process on the far side of the hook. Couple of wraps, bring our thread forward, lock down on the leg, bring our thread back to that starting point, pull it down and away. Give it a quick check. I think that's what we're looking for. We'll bring our thread forward to the eye. I do this to build up the bulk of the body, because the way this Gilt eyelash actually ties in, it's really narrow on the body. So we're going to come in and tie it in up front. Securing it all the way to the rear. Alright, we can take our thread and park it back at the eye. And now we can palmer on our body material. We'll do nice close touching wraps, and each time I'm going to take the material and fold it to the back, as to not trap it in each wrap. We'll come through and fluff everything out once this is secured. So I'm not too concerned as it goes on. As I advance this forward, I'm going to stop maybe I don't know, about a little closer than a third of the hook. I think that's it right there. Leave it on, yeah, right there. That's going to be it. We're going to secure our body material. We're going to leave some room up front, so that way we can get a nice Peacock trout ice dubbing head on there. Okay, let's go ahead and trim off our excess. I'll fluff this all out. We'll just use our fingers for this. Alright, now we're going to come through and do some counter wraps with this copper wire. The first hurdle is to not trap our rear legs. One full wrap at the rear. Excellent. Now we go ahead and space these out. What I found that working with this material, having a bodkin ready to pick and tweeze works out really good in our favor. I call it the clucking chicken. Just cluck, 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 cluck. I hear you clucking, big chicken. Nice even wraps from the rear to the front. Nice big open spiral. This is just a little insurance policy, hoping to lock down the main portion of this material. And one last turn. Alright, now we can go ahead and secure this copper wire down. And trim off the excess. Couple more locking wraps. I think that's going to be excellent. Before we tie on our front set of legs, we're going to go ahead and give this a haircut. Before we do that, we got to make sure we tweeze out any trapped fibers. Get those all loose and free. This copper wire is pretty tough, and this material is pretty forgiving as far as being pulled and yanked on. There we go, there's a big chunk. Because we want as much of this material out as possible. Give it a full, nice full body. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're going to give it a haircut. We're going to go ahead and just pull all these fibers straight up. Come with my little brush. And we're going to give this a taper from the rear to the front. Otherwise, these rear fibers are just too long and it covers the tail. So we're going to come in high and go low. That ought to do it. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. We'll brush that all down, give it a little finer Wookie look. Alright, we'll do our front set of legs, same as we did in the rear. Take a couple wraps forward, that way it's got something to fold back on. And we want that to go down a little bit. A couple more turns to lock it down, and we can repeat the process on the far side. The far side of the fly. I guess that's like the far side of the moon. Go ahead and fold this leg down. As you can tell, this isn't the fastest of flies to sit down and crank out a whole mess of, but I believe it's worth it. Alright, let's go ahead and get a little wax on our thread. We can get our dub on. And with the dubbing, a little bit goes a long way. Can always add more. Which is what we'll end up doing. A little bit more wax. 3D. There you go, a nice light puff. And a twist. It's that easy. Beautiful. Nice little peacock head up there on the front. Just come in and give it the old 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. We'll trim off our tying thread. We'll come in with our little brush. And we're going to brush this all out, giving it that beautiful Wookie look. There you go. I had to do it at least once. And we'll get into the dubbing up front, pull a little bit of that back, rough and tough some of that out. And we'll get our legs in position. All right. So there you have it, folks. That is the copper Wookie tied on a size 6 streamer. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Happy tying, and with this one, tight lines.